In this video, I'm going to be talking about two different CF Express Type A card readers, the Sony and the ProGrade. Here's the story. The Sony MRW-G2 CF Express Type A and SD memory card reader is $118 US. It's for CF Express Type A and SD cards. It has a USB 3.1 Gen 2 interface, a data transfer rate of up to 10 gigabits per second, a blue LED indicator, includes USB Type-C and Type-A cables, and is a metal construction, and is Windows and Mac compatible. The ProGrade Digital CF Express Type A card reader is $80 US. It has one CF Express Type A card slot, one UHS 2 SDXC card slot, 10 gigabits per second USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C interface, data transfer speeds up to 1.25 gigabytes per second, an orange LED indicator, a magnetized reader bottom, and also includes a metal mounting plate, includes USB Type-C and Type-A cables, and is Windows and Mac compatible. And of course, if you don't want to buy a card reader for your CF Express Type A cards, you can always use your camera and plug that straight into your computer and transfer your files that way. But how do these two different card readers perform? Well, let's look at some tests. For my first test, I used a Sony 160GB CF Express Type A card, and I did 4 different types of tests. I used both the USB-C and the USB 3 inputs in my M1 Mac Mini, and I copied one 16.43GB file, which was 8 minutes and 18 seconds of 4K 25p XAVCI video that I recorded on my Sony FX6. On the graph, you can see that the y-axis is seconds and the x-axis are the different types of tests. And the blue bar is the Sony, the orange bar is the ProGrade, and the gray bar is the FX6. For the movies test, I copied the file directly to the movies folder on my M1 Mac Mini. And for the SSD test, that was me copying the file directly to the SSD that is inside my M1 Mac Mini hub. Less is better in this situation, and as you can see, the Sony and the ProGrade are relatively around the same time, and there isn't a massive performance difference in this test. And although the Sony is slightly faster on all these tests, I wouldn't say it's a big deciding factor in whether you would purchase the Sony over the ProGrade. For my second test, I used my Panasonic 128GB V90 card, and as you can see, the results are fairly similar for the majority of the Sony and ProGrade tests, except for the movies USB 3, where the ProGrade performed a little bit better than the Sony. And this is the same file that I used on the CF Express Type A card, and as you can see, the transfer speeds are a much of a muchness other than the movies USB 3 test. And once again, the FX6 file transfer was the slowest. And for me to transfer the file directly from the Sony FX6, all I needed to do was to plug the USB cable into the camera and then directly into my computer, and then this message pops up on the screen, and then I select execute. The card then shows up as a device on the computer, and then I can copy the files across. So now that we've seen from my tests that these card readers perform relatively the same, why would you pick one over the other? The main differences that I see are the build quality and then also the amount of slots that each card reader has. The Sony has one slot, which is similar to what you have on the Sony FX6 and the Sony a7S III, where you can just put your CF Express Type A card in one way, and then you can put an SD card in the other way. And it accommodates both cards, you just have to put them in a different way. The ProGrade version has 2 slots, so you can have your CF Express Type A card in the card reader and an SD card as well, and transfer files from both cards at the same time. Of course, this will slow down your transfer speeds, but if you've got footage on both a CF Express Type A card and an SD card, and you just want to put both in and ingest that into your computer while you go and take a break, that would be one reason why I would suggest you get the ProGrade version over the Sony. The Sony card reader is also fully metal, and feels a bit more premium and a bit more well-made than the ProGrade version. The ProGrade version feels like it's made out of plastic. So if build quality is important to you, then you might want to go for the Sony. But with that said, I have read a report online that the Sony card reader, after under a month of use, broke and wasn't able to accept the SD card or the CF Express Type A card when you try to push it in. It wouldn't clip in, and you'd have to hold the card in to be able to transfer the files. So even though it's made of metal, it doesn't mean that the card reader can't fail in other ways. So overall, if you're looking for a CF Express Type A card reader, I would probably suggest getting the ProGrade one if you're wanting to save a little bit of money and have a little bit more functionality. It is interesting to note that as of recording this video, ProGrade has this card reader available to the public to purchase, but they don't have any CFexpress Type A cards on the market to purchase yet. They were rumored to be coming in April 2021. However, now it's August 2021 and the cards still aren't to market. Hopefully that isn't just a rumor and that the CFexpress Type A cards are coming, but when they come, well, that's still a mystery. Currently, they are rumored to be cheaper than the Sony versions, which are the only CFexpress Type A cards available on the market right now. So if they do come out, they would be definitely something I'd be interested in picking up and seeing how they perform against the Sony version. And that's the video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel for more videos on video creation in the future.